All right, True.
Hi.
How you been?
I've been good. I just got out of jail. I was in there for 15 days in total. I got picked up on September the 13th behind the Circle K over here on Northern. I got picked up because in 2021 I allegedly hit my ex, or I allegedly hit my baby daddy with my car. So this was back in 2021, and it's not something that I'm proud of, but because it was my first crime that I allegedly committed, they, the state was, or the prosecution was pretty, what's the thing called?
Lenient?
Lenient towards me, and they, luckily, they offered me my diversion, domestic violence diversion classes again. So that's what I was able to get, and I'm looking forward to doing those. Hopefully, coming here soon Monday. I'm trying to hold myself accountable and responsible because it's important that I get that done so I don't have a felony here on my record and I can be able to leave the country and do what I want.
You're trying to leave the country?
No, I'm not trying to leave the country. No, 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 no. No. You're not allowed to leave the country. I'm not allowed to leave the country. You could leave the country probably. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to leave the country, but I want to be able to travel to different places, after I complete these classes eventually, and just live out the dream. Of course, everybody wants to go to Egypt and Iraq and different places around the world.
Yeah.
Of course, I want to do those things eventually one day.
So they ended up giving you probation or what?
No, not probation at all. So these diversion classes are domestic violence diversion, because this was domestic sort of dispute, and what's it called? So it's a domestic violence sort of dispute. So the state takes that seriously, and what they want, because it's my only charge, and I don't get in trouble for anything else. I was offered the domestic violence diversion program again, and I hope that I'm successful in doing so this time, because it's a real class. I don't know how many times a week that I'm going, but I know it's anywhere from 12 months to 18 months to potentially 2 years. I do have a higher degree of felony, so I'm not sure if that would be the deciding factor on how long that they're actually going to make me do these classes.
What kind of felony did they get you on?
They got me on a felony 3. I have a aggravated assault with a deadly, allegedly.
And what's up with your baby dad? Is he testifying? Is he
No, I don't think so. I don't believe so. I was there in jail for 7 days to my first court date. When I went to court on the 20th, the state was fine with giving me my diversion again and allowing me to do that. The prosecution, they didn't have any sort of word or anything on the victim and whether he was, they had any contact information on him. They didn't let me know that. But the judge was the one who decided that they wanted to try to reach out to the victim.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how they were even.
So it wasn't even because your boyfriend called the cops. It was probably just because
Well,
the DA picked it up, right?
Yeah, so the state picked it up, but originally the person who called it in was a bystander who had seen what had happened in the what is it called? In the, I was gonna say the household, in the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how that happened, and this happened 2 years ago. I don't condone any violence, and I'm not a violent person, but of course, this is something that happened and changed the course of my life in a matter of 2 seconds. I had a job, I had a car, I was a productive member of society, not living life on the streets, doing wild things for money. I was a different person before all of this happened, and because this changed the course of my life, and I had turned myself in, and I was in Estrella for about 30 days from December 3rd to January 3rd of 2021. By the time I got out, I was left jobless, homeless, carless, and all of my plans for the future were just put on hold.
And
And
the first time you done jail time?
this would be my third time, and this was the shortest amount of time that I was in jail.
Okay.
Because originally, when I turned myself in 2021, I did the whole 30 days before I even had a court date. I had a court date on January 3rd. I went to jail December 3rd, and during that time, I did a bunch of like anger management classes on the tablet. I read a lot in there. Being in jail as a like as somebody who looks like me is I would say lucky, just because there's so many people who I want to say it's like family, because you do make a family while you're in jail, and you do have a small support system of women who are going through the same thing. And because because of like the Mexican family unit, and how I feel like we as people are so tight knit about our own people, and we're quick to help each other out, rather than I feel like there's more of a unity in jail than with Mexicans, rather than with any other race. And I don't want to make it about race, because it's not like, oh, it's really about race in there over there, but it's when you are the majority of a whole dorm, it's easy to find family and find common ground within other females who are going through the same stuff.
So how was it in there? Were
And
you like spreading like crazy and stuff like that? Making spreads?
No, not at first.
Or you didn't have anybody to send you money on your books?
Well, at first, what's it called? When I got there, I got to a dorm that they were put on restrictions, so they weren't allowed to even. Nobody in that dorm had any sort of what's that thing called? Canteen.
Yeah.
And they didn't have any canteen because they got in trouble. And really, I feel sorry for some of these deals, because in a women's jail, it's just like these people come to work and they clock in, and it's just like they're glorified babysitters. And some of these deals, they come in and you could tell they had a bad day, because they're in there like, everybody shut up and sit on the bed and don't talk until I say, like, and it's like, okay, we're already in jail. Like, come on now. You're sitting here doing this job, and you're coming in, oh, you have a headache, or, you did whatever you did before you came into work, and you brought that same energy to work. I don't understand that. It's ridiculous. But the first week I was there, I did not have any canteen. Nobody had any canteen in the pod. The next week I had luckily I got to eat before I got to be released. Thank goodness. I had like a couple ramens, and then I had my friend came and gave me her what's that thing called? Her menudo.
Yeah.
It was really good. I was surprised. She like crushed up. The only thing I really didn't like.
Jailhouse food right there.
Yes, the only thing I really didn't like is the fact that she put like Cheez-Its in the menudo. It didn't taste like right.
So
I was like, I don't know.
explain to people that haven't been to jail, like, what's a menudo? They're gonna probably think that it's menudo like the one out here.
No, not at all. It's so you get like a soup, you get the pork rinds, and usually the pork rinds is like the bowl for the soup, and the pork rinds is the actual like chewy menudo pieces,
Yeah.
and then you get what's that thing called? The corn nuts, they put it in there, and then they put a little bit of pickle juice, crushed up salsitas. What else were they putting? Somebody put some Takis in there, like just for, I guess, extra flavor, for extra spice, and then like put it all together, and then it's just
And
like,
the
that's what
rest
it
is
is.
just imagination,
It's
right?
it's good. It's interesting, and I feel like the consistency of the pork rinds, it almost hits exactly like, when it gets a little soggy, it almost tastes exactly like the chewy part of the menudo. I don't know what that's called. The chewy part, the honeycomb part. That's what it is. It's really good though, and I mean, it's really good while you're in there. I feel like after you try to make
It's
it, when you
better
come
than the
out,
slop, right?
yeah,
Are they still
definitely.
serving the slop in there?
Somewhat, not really. Thanks to Pulp and Zone, what they're serving is like flavored slop. Like
Okay.
they have more spicy, like chili bean days. They have like a beef stew sort of day. Like there's actual flavor in the beans now, so it's a little bit more desirable. But when I had went to court, I had a chance to talk to other ladies in different dorms, and I guess some of the ladies in different dorms had found an actual, like, what is it called? One of those worms. They found like not a ringworm, but they found like a worm inside of the slop. And
That's crazy.
and I guess they complained to the sergeant, and the sergeant let them know nothing is going to get done unless a spokesperson from each dorm is will write a grievance directly to the food service department of the jail. Supposedly nothing is going to change. So people, it's kind of annoying because before the last time I was in jail, I was in there for like about 30 days or so, and a lot of the time, because there's such a problem here in Arizona, a lot of the time people will sneak in drugs and they'll come off and they'll be all like throwing up and stuff randomly, like after like a month or two of already being in jail. So a lot of the DOs, they just attribute like random throw ups to, oh, they do drugs or whatever, but people really get food poisoning in jail. It's sad, it's disgusting, and it's gross, and it's such a gamble that you're taking to not starve when you're hungry in there. That's all you're looking forward to is chow. And of course, they have to call it chow because they have to degrade us. But it's like, regardless, there's hot meals, and thanks to Paul Benzone too, there's hot meals on the weekends now. Before they weren't doing that. It was like two peanut butter stacks a day, and it was just like, okay, that's how you knew it was Saturday and Sunday. But now it's like, okay, there's hot meals on the weekend, but it's like, okay, you're gonna take that and you're gonna either eat it, not eat it, give it away, or whatever. But there's worms in there, so it's just like, it's a gamble. Like you never know if you're gonna have to wake up in the middle of the night and be like secreting from both areas of your body. It's just
That's crazy.
I don't know. I feel like it's. I know. I've heard MCSO is like the second or third worst jail in the United States. It's sad. It's disgusting, and the treatment
I know
is
it was
horrible.
number one when they had Tent City.
Oh my goodness. I bet.
bad.
I bet. I know Sheriff Joe had this whole like little plan on how inmates should be treated, how you should treat your inmates. Like, okay, if
It
anything,
was
jail.
a chain gang for everybody then.
It's ridiculous. I heard people would like hop the fence and be out of the area. Like it's insane. But what was I gonna say? No. What was I gonna say? So people have their little chain gangs. But what was I gonna say? Fuck. What was I gonna say? Oh no, jail. Jail these days is modern day slavery. I don't know if you've ever seen this show. It's called 13th on Netflix, and they really highlight the fact of the matter of how we went from slavery to only people of this and that can own houses, to okay, you're gonna get arrested for BS X, Y, and Z, and then that's how prisons and jails started up, because they needed people to do the extra work that people didn't want to do. They like right now the private prisons. I know Hickman Farms owns like the women's prison. Like they do the work for Hickman Farms. These are eggs you can get at freaking Circle K. Like, are you kidding me? And there's women there that have to like kill the ducks. I mean, kill the dogs. I mean, kill the roosters.
Or the chickens.
The chickens, yeah, they have to kill the chickens. And like I had a friend who was going there like it's a school. No, but I had a friend who was there, and she said some of the girls who kill the animal, like the duck and bird, the ones who kill the birds, like they're crazy. Like they like to do weird stuff like that, and they have a way about breaking their necks. And it's just like, what are we doing to our society? What were we doing to our women? What are we, like we're teaching them, oh, okay, come to jail and come work for a private prison, and oh it's all okay because you get Costco pizza every once in a while. Like, no, this is ridiculous. Like, there should be no reason that large corporations have a hand in a prison. That's ridiculous. That's not fair. Like it's modern day slavery. And because what? Because Hickman Farms has X amount of money and that they're allowed to do that? That's not okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, True, for this update. We do appreciate it. Are you okay if I post this on my YouTube channel?
Yes, I am okay if you post this on your YouTube channel.
And just in case anybody has any sort of help for you, do you have any contact information that you want to share? Are you looking for a job right now?
A job? No, not anything in specifically. I'm more of doing some freelance stuff. I'm looking to do some freelance stuff. I really have to focus on my classes, and I really am trying to be successful in that. But if anybody would want to reach me, I do have a new email address. It is Jesus doesn't want me for the number 4 a sunbeam at gmail.com.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.